Okay students, we are discussing collisions. Some more problems in today's class also. Okay, we take these problems. A ball of mass m moving with a speed v makes head-on collision with identical ball with an identical ball, that means same mass, identical ball at rest, which is at rest. The kinetic energy of the balls, after collision is 3/4 of the original. That means there will be some loss. Find the coefficient of restitution. Okay, so this is the problem. Okay, now see, first you understand what is given. Okay, a ball of mass m moving with a speed v makes an head-on collision. So a ball of mass m moving with a speed v, head-on means one-dimensional collision. The second ball, which is at rest, okay, the second ball identical, that means mass is same, which is at rest, that means u2 is 0. Okay, I take u1 is v. Head-on collision. So which collision takes place, it is not given, but we can conclude the identical ball which is at rest, kinetic energy of the balls after collision is 3/4 of the original. What does it mean? That means there will be some loss of kinetic energy. So you can understand that the kinetic energy loss means there will be some coefficient of restitution. Okay, so loss in kinetic energy will be 3/4 of the original value. So the final kinetic energy of the balls after collision. Okay, that means 1/4 of the energy will be lost. Now find the coefficient of restitution. So coefficient of restitution. So let v1, v2 be the velocities after collision. Solution. Let v1, v2 be the velocities of the colliding bodies after collision. Okay, so first I assumed this one. So head-on collision, identical ball which is at rest. So the kinetic energy of the balls is 3/4 of the initial kinetic energy. Initial kinetic energy will be it will be 3/4 of the original. Find the coefficient of restitution. So we want here we have v2 minus v1 is so which formula we have to apply here? The 3/4 of the kinetic energy. So we will get two equations. The first one, masses are identical. So what is given? given the kinetic energy of the balls after collision, that is half m v1 square plus half m v2 square. This is the kinetic energy of the balls after collision, is equal to 3/4 of the initial kinetic energy. So what is the original kinetic energy? 3/4 of the original. Original is half m v square. Because its kinetic energy is half mv square, its kinetic energy is 0. Okay. So here half get cancelled. So m get cancelled. So what you will get? v1 square plus v2 square you will get is equal to 3/4 of the v square. Okay. 3/4 of the v square. You call it as equation 1. Okay. So I want v1 v2 and I have to substitute it in terms of v. So what is v1? v1 is, since the momentum is conserved, okay, so we'll get so to get v1 is velocity of the collisions after collision. So you will get m1 you apply momentum principle. So what you will get? Momentum principle is m1 v1 plus m2 v2 from LCLM. So from LCLM I will substitute these values. m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. You call it as equation 1. So from coefficient of restitution, so from Newton's experimental law we have v2 minus v1 is equal to E of u1 minus u2. Okay. You will get this is equation 1. I call it as this is equation 2. This is equation 3. Okay. So from this here mass, you will write masses are equal. I will write here. Okay. So after solving equations 1 and 2, you will get solve equations 2 and 3. 2 and 3. We get, you remember this one. I will give direct formula. So v1 is equal to m1 m2 minus m1 by m1 plus m2, otherwise m1 minus m2 of u1 plus m2, instead of m2 1 plus e of m2 by m1 plus m2 of u2. Okay. v2 is equal to m2 minus, here it is em2, you will get m2 em1 by m1 plus m2 of u2 plus 1 plus e of m1 of u1 by m1 plus m2. Okay. So here see, by solving these two equations, momentum principle and this equation, as we did earlier, you will get these equations. Okay. By solving these two, you will get these equations as v1 is equal to m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 of u1, 2m2 by m1 plus m2 of u2. So from that equation, similarly, if you put E is equal to 1, you will get a perfectly elastic collision. Okay. If you substitute E is equal to 1, you will get the expressions for perfectly elastic collision. That already I explained that one. So similarly, we will get these equations. Now I will substitute these equations. So here we have m1 is equal to, here You remember this one as the formulas. Okay? This one as the formulas. You remember. Formulae. So we have V1 is equal to M1 is equal to M2 is equal to M and U2 is equal to 0. Substitute these values here. We get V1 is equal to what even? U2 0. So you will get 1 minus E. Here M get cancelled by 2 of U1. U1 means V. So V2 is U2 becomes 0, 1 plus E M 2M by 2 of V. Okay, so you will get this one. So you will get 1 and 2. We get V1 and V2. Now substitute these values V1, V2 in equation 1. You will get answer. Okay, that is I am going to do this one. We want coefficient of restitution. Okay. So I will write here. Substitute V1, V2 values in equation 1. We get V. So that is V1 square. What is V1 square? 1 minus E whole square by 4 V square plus V2 square. V1 square plus V2 square. 1 plus E whole square into V square by 4 is equal to, what is that? 3/4 of V square. V square by 4, V square by 4, V square by 4 get cancelled. 1 minus E square plus 1 plus E square. So what you will get? A plus B whole square plus A minus B whole square. So what you will get? A square plus B square minus 2AB plus. So you will get minus 2E plus 2E get cancelled. So what you will get? 1 square 1 plus E square of 2. You will get you will get 3. Okay, so this is E square is equal to 3 into 2, 3 minus 2 1 into 2 E square. So E square is equal to 1 by 2, that is 1 by root 2. So E is equal to 1 by root 2. So I got this value. So this is the answer. Okay, you take this. Next problem. You remember these two, okay, as formulas. This is useful for any type of collisions. For semi collisions, semi-elastic, that is inelastic. Next problem. Okay, two identical blocks A and B. Two identical blocks A and B, each of mass 2 kg, each of mass 2 kg. 2 kg moves with velocities v1. v1 is equal to 10 meter second inverse and v2 5 meter second inverse along a smooth horizontal surface. Along a smooth, that means no friction, smooth horizontal plane. Okay, horizontal plane. The block B has a spring. The block B has a spring attached to its rear end of a spring constant K. Spring constant K, 500 Newton meter inverse. Find the maximum compression. Find the maximum compression. Find the maximum compression undergone by the spring. Undergone by the spring. So this is the problem. Okay, the diagram is given. So there is a block A moving with velocity v1. v1 is equal to 10 meter second inverse. Okay, moving in this direction, and it hits the another block. So this is block B, which is moving with velocity v2, 5 meter second inverse. Okay, the rear end of this block B has a spring. Like this, having the spring constant K. Okay, now we want maximum compression in this spring. So this is the problem. Okay, so this is a smooth horizontal surface. The block A and B are moving with velocities 10 and 5. Since this is greater than 5, it will hit this spring. So as it hits the spring will compress slowly. So this spring compresses slowly. Here in this collision, momentum is conserved. I said in all types of collisions momentum is conserved. So here is also momentum conserved. And when this spring compresses, this block A pushes the spring in this direction. As a result, the spring compresses, it exerts a force. Spring force produces inside the spring. As it compresses in this direction, the spring force exerts in this direction. So ultimately its speed reduces, and as that force is acting on this B also, okay, the same force acting on the B also, initially which is at rest, so it will also starts moving along with the same direction. Its speed gradually increases, B speed, A speed gradually decreases. At a particular instant of time, when the spring has maximum compression, both A and B will have the same same velocities. Then again the spring starts relaxing. So when this speed of this, its speed goes on again, both will attain. After attaining the same speed, the spring starts, it is moving forwards, its speed gradually increases, its speed decreases. Okay. Now let us see this problem. So here first I am applying momentum principle. So at every instant the momentum is conserved. That means when the spring, the A has maximum compression, both A and B will have same speed. That is the concept involved here. So I will explain, I will write a solution. When the block A hits the block B, when the spring has, when the spring compresses, spring compression is maximum, then when spring compression is maximum, then both blocks A and B have same speed or velocity. Let it be V. Okay. So I am applying momentum principle. So from momentum principle, from LC/LM, so in all types of collisions this momentum is conserved. So law of conservation of linear momentum. So initial momentum is m, its mass is, each of mass 2 kg. So it has 2 mass 2 kg, this one is also 2 kg, identical. Okay, A and B has the same masses. So m and the speed v1, m1 v1, its speed is equal to, so when both will have the same speed, m1 plus m2, you take it as V is common. When it has maximum compression, both will have the same speed after collision. Okay. So what is m1? 2, v1 is 10, that is initial momentum. Here 2 plus 2, 4 into v. So what is v here? So this is 2, 5, 20 by 4, 5 meter second inverse. So when the spring has maximum compression, let it be x0, maximum compression is maximum, let it be x0, then both blocks A and B have same speed, that is 5 meter second inverse. This I got from momentum principle. I said momentum is conserved at any instant of time during collisions. That is the concept number 1. Okay. Now the next one is what we want, maximum compression. So the next, since it is a smooth surface, energy conservation also takes place. So I am applying energy conservation principle. Law of conservation of energy I am applying. Okay. So the next one is K is 500. Okay. Next, from law of conservation of energy. Here total energy, initial kinetic energy is equal to what is initial kinetic energy? Half m1 v1 square is equal to half. So when the spring has maximum compression, both will have same speed. By virtue of its motion, it possesses kinetic energy. As the spring compresses, some of the energy, kinetic energy, is converted into potential energy here. that will be stored in the spring. Okay, so this kinetic energy is converted during collisions. A part of its energy is transferred to the A and B. Both A will retain certain energy, so that is half m1 v1 square v square plus second one also retain the same kinetic energy, okay, plus a part of the energy spring compresses, so it has potential energy half k x naught square. Since it compresses to x naught, it possesses the spring potential energy is half k x square. So the work done by this restoring force is stored in the form of potential energy. So when the spring compresses x naught, it has potential energy half k x naught square, where k is a spring constant of the spring. Okay, so here masses are equal. I will substitute mass also. Mass is 2 kg, so these two get cancelled. So 2 kg will get cancelled. V1 square. What is V1 initial 10 square? That is 100. I will write 100 is equal to, this one is V square. What is V square? 5 square plus 5 square. So 25 plus 25 plus half. What is K? 500 given x naught square. I want x naught. 25 plus 25, 50. 100 minus 50, 50. So 50 is equal to 50 into 2, 100. 100 is equal to 500 x naught square. Okay, these two zeros get cancelled. So x naught is equal to 1 by root 5. 1 by root 5 meters. So this is the answer. Okay. One by root 5 meters. So this is the answer. Okay, clear? You take this. What is a 1 by root 5? What is 1 by root 5? It is root 5 value. Root 5 2.23. 2.23. So 1 by 1 divided by 2.23. You will get nearly 0.48. So 1 by root 5. 1 by 0.4 meters. Okay, you will get so initial kinetic energy is, we have to, this is half mv square into 705. Oh, we did mistake here. What is that? What is that mistake? We applied a law of conservation of linear momentum. Initial momentum is, second one is also moving. I take a, so what is the second one? Apply LCLM again. Apply LCLM again. What is that? M1, that is 2 into V1 square, 10 square, 10, M1V, second one is 5, 5 into 5 is equal to M1 plus M2, 2 plus 2, 4, 2 plus 2, 4 into V. So we have 20 plus 25. that is 4V. So this is V is equal to 45 by 4. This is 45 by, this is 2. Its momentum is 2. 2 into 5, 10. So this is 30 by 4. 30 by 4 is 15 by 2. That is 7.5 meter second inverse. So we did mistake. This one you correct that one in the previous step. M1 V1 plus M2 V2 is equal to M1 plus M2 of V. From this principle you have to get that. Second one I take it as rest, but it is not rest. It is also moving. So its momentum is M2V. That is 2 into 5. So you will take V, substitute 7.5. So here you have to substitute 7.5. Okay. So this is 7.5 square. 7.5 square means 15 by 2 square plus 15 by 2 square. Okay. So here we did a small mistake. This is half m get cancelled, V square plus V square plus half into 500 into x naught square. Okay. So this is 100. This is 15 square, 225. 225 by 225, 15 square 225 by 4 plus 225 by 4. Okay. 225 by 4 plus this is 250. 250 x naught square. This is 225 by 2, that is 125. You will get a compression, you will get a negative value, isn't it? So we check once again. So initial energy is half mv1 square. Initial kinetic energy. Again we did here, we have to substitute initial kinetic energy, half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square, because second one is also moving, so you have to consider its kinetic energy also. This is from law of conservation of energy. Okay. So this is I will correct this one once again. Okay. So half mv2 get cancelled, this one you will get cancelled. Once again I will write this one. So what we are getting. Okay. This step, this is the step number 1. Step number 2, this one. So V2 square is 5 square. This is 10 square, 100. Second one is 5 square, 25. This is V square. V square is 225. 15 by 2, 4 plus 225 by 4 plus 500 by 2 k x naught square. So you simplify this, you will get x naught. So what you will get, 125. This will becomes minus 225 by 2. These two added, I will bring this one, 500 by 2, 250 x naught square. Okay. This one is 250. 250 minus 225, 25 by 2 is equal to 250 x naught square. So this will get 10 times. So x naught is 1 by 20, 1 by root 20. Okay, meters. This is the answer. Okay. What is 1 by root 20? So this is I want root 20 value. So root 20, 4.47. So this is 1 by 4.47. 1 by 1.47, how much you will get? 4.47. 1 divided by 4.47, you will get 2.2. So x naught you will get 0.22 meters. So this is the right answer. Okay. So here this is the first step. I applied law of conservation of linear momentum and I got V 7.5 meters per second or 15/2 meter second inverse from law of conservation of linear momentum. Next I uses law of conservation of energy. Okay. Here second one is not at rest. Second one is also moving. Clear? If you second one is at rest, you have to take 0. Okay. This term will be absent. This term will be absent. That is what we did mistake here. So take this. Next one. Next problem. Next problem. A small ball of mass m is placed on top of a super ball of mass capital M, and the two balls are dropped to the floor from height h. How high does the small ball rise? Does the small ball rise after collision. Assume that collisions with the super ball with the super ball is elastic. So you assume collision is elastic and small m is very much less than capital M. Okay. So you have options H. So you have options A H, B 2H, 3H, C 9H, D 0H. So a small ball of mass m is placed on a top of a super ball. Super ball means which is a heavier one. So there are two balls. One is a small ball of mass small m and another is a big ball, super ball, whose mass is capital M. So these two are in the same line, their centers, and the small ball is placed on a super ball This is, I assumed it as super ball. That means its mass is, super ball mass is very much greater than small m. Okay, that is the given condition. So they are dropped. So they are dropped on the ground. So as it dropped from a height h, which ball reaches the ground first? The super ball will reaches the ground first. Okay, and this size of the two balls will be neglected as the mass is more and this mass is less. So since they are dropped from same height, so both balls are dropped from height h, so both will reach the, strikes the ground with the same height. I assumed that the distance between these two will be neglected. So both will take the same time to hit the ground, but the first ball is first reaches the ground. At the time the first ball hits the ground and it bounces with the ground, at that time the second ball will be here only. So the first ball, second ball is falling down and the first ball is rises up. So at that instant, see, so this collision between this super ball and the small ball, at the time the first ball, super ball will rise up, at that instant the small ball is moving down at that instant. So the super ball rising up, small ball moving down. So collision takes place between these two balls. That collision is elastic collision. So I want velocities of the colliding bodies after collision. So what you will get? Solution. So velocities after collision. So what we will get? V1 is equal to m1 minus m2 by m1 plus m2 of u1 plus 2m2 by m1 plus m2 of u2. I consider this one. So and v2, what is v2? m2 minus m1. I am using these formulas. m1 plus m2. I want only v2. So I will take u2 only formula because I want the speed of the second ball. I take this one is the first one, super ball. This one I take it as the second one. So I want what we want, how high does the ball rise? Small ball will rise. Small ball I take it as 2. So I will write v2 only. Okay. So v2 only. So what is v2? v2 is equal to m2 minus m1 of u2 plus 2 m1 by m1 plus m2 of u1. Okay, we have this one. So here what is u1? u1 velocity of the first ball before collision. Since it is falling down, with what is the velocity it will hit the ground? So it is square root of 2gh, and it will rises with the same height since the collision is elastic. So I assumed that the velocity of the first ball after collision is square root of 2gh, and the second one is also having the same speed. u2 is also square root of 2gh, but opposite in direction. The initial velocity of the second ball before collision is down. So u2 I take it as this down is negative. I take u2 is negative. I take u1 is positive. So I choose the coordinate system like this. This is y. This is positive x-axis. Down is negative x-axis. So I take it as u2 down. This is positive. So I substitute these values in equation. So we have v2 is equal to this one. Substitute these values. substitute u1 u2 in this equation in v2. So what you will get, v2 is equal to, I want velocity of the ball, m2 is small m, m1 is capital M, that is small m plus capital M of u2. What is u2? Minus 2gh under root plus 2m1, 2 of capital M by small m plus capital M of u1. u1 is plus 2gh. Okay. So this is v2. So I want v2. So velocity of the ball after collision, it is, what you will get here, m2 you take it as 0, put m2 is 0 because it is neglected when compared with the capital M. You put m0 0, this one you will get minus of minus, you will get plus. So that is v2 is equal to minus of minus, you will get plus square root of 2gh plus, here small m put 0, get cancel, you will get plus 2 square root of 2gh. Okay, this you will get 3 under root 3gh, 2gh. Okay, this is v2. I want maximum height it will rise. So after collision its speed is v2, positive. Positive means after colliding this small ball with this super ball, it rises up. So see how high will it will rise, how it will, maximum height it will rises is, since the velocity is v2, it has maximum height it will rises is v square by 2g. This is the formula from kinematics. Okay, so v2 square by 2g, maximum height. So what is v2 square? 9 into 2gh by 2g. So 2g get cancelled. So what is maximum height will rise by this small ball? 9h. See this one. So it will rises to 9h. So practically one dimensional collision on the horizontal surface, it is impossible to demonstrate. So we can demonstrate it in vertical motion like this. So one dimensional head on collision we can demonstrate in a vertical motion like this, vertical direction we can easily demonstrate, whereas in horizontal direction it is difficult. Why it is difficult? Because the velocities of the colliding bodies changes. Here we are assumed that there is no air friction. So in a horizontal motion the masses must be identical. Even though masses are identical, there will be some friction practically. So velocities of the colliding bodies just before collision, it is impossible to detect. So all these difficulties we can erase by using in this vertical motion. So we can easily demonstrate this one dimensional head on collision by using this simple experiment, but provided this small ball should be in touch with this capital ball, that precaution you should take. Then remaining thing, this small ball will rises to a height 9h. Clear? You take this one. Next problem. Next problem. Okay. A ball falls vertically on a floor, falls vertically on a floor with momentum p, and then bounces repeatedly, bounces repeatedly so repeatedly coefficient of restitution is E. Coefficient of restitution is E. What is the total momentum? What is the total momentum imparted by the wall, by the floor, by the ball to the floor, So this is the problem. Okay, see the answer we have to express in terms of P and E. Okay, the answer should be expressed in terms of P and E. So first you define P and E. A ball falls vertically on a floor. Let us consider a ball of mass m falls vertically on a floor. Okay, on a floor from a height h. So with what velocity it will hits the ground? Square root of 2gh. So its momentum, with what momentum it will hits the ground? Momentum is mu. So that momentum is m into square root of 2gh. So this is the momentum. After collision, the ball rises to, it rises to a height h1. So this is the height at which it will rises through a height h1. So it bounces with velocity v1 and rises a height h1, and it again falls and it again rises to a height h2. So if it rises with velocity v1 and it again at the time of falling it has velocity v1. So if E is the coefficient of restitution, so I am applying, so for the first collision like this it will make repeated collisions. Finally the ball comes to rest here only. The balls falls from a rubber ball falls from a certain height, it will bounces and it will rises again and again it will falls and it will rises. Like this, after making repeated collisions, the ball ultimately comes to rest. During this process, what is the total momentum imparted by the ball to the floor? That's we want. Okay, so initial momentum is mu. So momentum imparted v1, I want velocity after collision. So I am applying so from solution, so what we have, from E is equal to v2 minus v1 by u1 minus u2. So from this formula, coefficient of substitution, V2, U2 is 0 and V2 is also 0 because ground. So this is the collision between the ground and the ball. So I take it as ball as the first one and the ground is the second one. Ground, that is floor, I take it as 2. So I assumed that this is a collision between the ball and the ground. So before collision, after collision, the ground will be at rest. So their velocities are 0. So substitute these values here, you will get E is equal to minus V1 by, what is U1? U. So velocity of the ball after collision, first collision, V1 is equal to minus E U1. So this is the velocity of the ball after collision. Okay, this minus indicates it is rising up after collision. So this is the velocity after second bounce. Similarly, if you want, this is the, so what is V1 here? V1 is the velocity of the ball, on after first collision. So after first collision, so what we have after first collision, V1 is equal to, we have EU1, EU. So after, similarly, velocity of the ball after, this is the first collision, after first collision, we have this. Similarly, velocity of the ball after second collision, I want. So I am applying the same formula. So I will get V2 is equal to, V2, similarly you will get V2 is equal to minus E into V1, velocity of the ball before collision. Similarly, what you will get this one? This you will get minus E of, what is E1? U. This is the velocity of the ball before collision. So what is U? U into U. You will get V1. What is E1? E into E. You will get E square. Okay? You will get E square. E square into U. So velocity of the ball, similarly, velocity of the ball after nth bounce, third bounce, we can write V3 is equal to minus E3 into U. Okay. Similarly, after nth bounce velocity will be Vn is equal to, we have to write minus e to the power n into U. This minus indicates opposite in direction. Otherwise, you take its magnitude. Magnitude of Vn is equal to, mod Vn is equal to e to the power n into U. Okay. So this is the velocity of the ball after collision. Now I want momentum. I want a change in momentum. Total momentum imported by the ball to the floor. So what is the change in momentum? During first collision, I will calculate the change in velocity. Okay. Then I go for change in momentum, net change in momentum. So I want to get change in velocity. So I want to change in velocity. What is change in velocity? Change in velocity is change in velocity. Change in velocity. Change in velocity is delta V is equal to initial velocity, that is U, final velocity minus of minus. Final velocity is initial velocity U minus of minus. Since it is in opposite direction, you have to write plus. Plus during first collision, E into U. So this is the change in velocity due to first collision. For the second collision, is this again EU minus of minus plus it will becomes you will get e square into u like this. This is the during first collision, so this is due to second collision and so on like this. There are infinite collisions for the change in velocity. I think you understand why it will be plus, because change in velocity is before collision it is in this direction, after collision is in opposite direction. So you have to write minus of minus plus. Change in velocity during first collision, change in velocity during second collision and so on. So you will get a u, you add these two, 2eu plus, similarly you will get to 2e square u and so on like this. So there are infinite, so that is u plus you will get to 2u, you will get e plus e square plus e cube and so on, infinite series. So what you will get, that is you take it as u common, so u plus 2u, what is this, is sum of the terms in infinite series. So that is we have the formula sum of infinite series in GP. So all these are in GP, geometric progression. So we have u plus 2u. So what is the formula here? A by 1 minus r. A is the first term, I am using this formula. So A is the first term, E by 1 minus, what is the common ratio? E square by E, you will get E only. Okay. So I am using this formula. So what you will get? So you take it as u common and 1 minus E, you take it as LCM. Here you will get 1 minus E plus you will get to 2E. So this is 1 plus E of 1 minus E. So this is change in velocity. I want a change in momentum. Change in momentum. Change in momentum is m into delta v. So that is m into, what is delta v? Mu of 1 plus Pe by 1 minus E. What is mu? Instead of mu we can write P. So that is P of 1 plus E by 1 minus E. So this is the answer. So total momentum imported by the flow, by the ball to the floor is P of 1 plus E by 1 minus E. So this is the answer. This is the total momentum. Total momentum imported by the ball to the floor. This is the answer, because this is a total change in momentum. Okay, take this.